Hi guys, this is Naglaa. I'm here with your channeling from the Pleiades High Council. Again, this is a very interesting channeling that I've been doing. It's really about a lot of concepts when it comes to our spirituality and about wisdom, love, and energy. And it's been directed towards twin flames, but also it is for others on a spiritual journey to help us connect more with our souls and connect more with who we are and what we are guided towards as souls. It will help us again really divert ourselves from our ego and work more with our soul level, even on this physical level. So with this, just give me a couple seconds. I'm gonna tune in and get to our message. Dear loved ones, we are here yet gathered again as the High Council of the Pleiades. We've been talking to you about many concepts again that will help you ascend to a much higher level of ascension within your journey in life. And really our intentions with our channeling, our intentions with bringing forth this information is truly about your well-being. It's about the well-being of you on a human or a personal level, and again it's about the well-being of you on a much bigger level of humanity and a much bigger level of yourself within this universe. We talked to you about concepts such as the concepts of what love is, and the concepts of your material life, the concepts of your wisdom, the concepts of your reality, the concepts of your physical being, the concepts of your past lives, the concepts of you as a human being on an ascension journey, and a human being who needs to live in a mindful state of being at all times. We've been bringing forth all these interesting concepts to you, and at this time what we really want to bring forth to you and what we really want to open your eyes and open your hearts and your souls towards is the concept of oneness. We know that many of you have been understanding this concept of oneness from a very small perspective of what this concept is, and we have talked about this concept in our previous channeling. We have talked about this concept in our previous messages to you. We have been talking about it, and we've been really showing it to you from the perspective of you being part of a much bigger life, or you being a person in a role that is much bigger than your own individual 3D reality. And we are bringing forth that concept for you in a much bigger understanding of that what the word oneness truly means, and what that word oneness represents to you at this time of Earth's own shifting energy, and at the time of Earth's shifting dimensions and Earth's shifting consciousness. With the concept of oneness, we today want to bring forward the concept of oneness and the concept of mindfulness, and we actually want to merge the two concepts in one being right now. Because once you understand that mindfulness is about you as an individual being part of a much bigger picture, then you'll understand the concept of oneness is actually the concept of mindfulness. When you on your own early journey and your own early understanding of mindfulness, we said to you before that your understanding of this concept is at minimum level, and we as beings who live mostly in their spiritual being or their spiritual life more than in our physical, we want to bring forward to you, and we want to really show you that the two concepts are actually one. Oneness and mindfulness are actually the concept of one. It is the concept that we want you to work with. It is the concept that we want you to understand, and it's the concept that you have to abide by. This is the one law or one rule of universe that is actually the basis of all laws and the basis of all concepts of this universe. It's about oneness. It's about you understanding that what happens to you right now, right at this moment, right at this time of Earth's history, is again about you affecting life, affecting humanity, and affecting the oneness of this universe. Again, we point to you that you being on Earth at this time, in a human existence, in a human physical existence, is not just what your reality wants to show you, but it really is about you understanding that what you do now, what you do today, what even you've done yesterday, is about oneness, and it's about you affecting others in this universe. Yes, you do affect others in this universe. Again, mindfulness is oneness. The concept of mindfulness by itself is a concept of oneness. Because once you understand that you being mindful of where you are at this point in time, if you can actually measure time, which you cannot measure time with your earthly concepts, it's again to explain to you that oneness is a much, much bigger concept, and it is the basis of this universe. It's the basis of creation, it's the basis of love, it is the basis of human reality, it's the basis of the Pleiadian reality, it's the basis of even Andromedans or Syrians, Atlanteans, Lemurians, Mayans, Incans, ancient Egyptians, ancient India or ancient China. It is the concept that is the basis for all other concepts. It is the concept for the creation of life, and life is created from oneness. If you, in your minor understanding, if we bring to you a ball and we tell you that this ball represents creation, it's like the concept that you always think about, which is the egg or the chicken, whichever comes first. But we start with the egg, we start with the ball, or we start with that oneness. If we can call that ball oneness. This is where your creation is coming from. This is where your human understanding, your human soul needs to go forward towards that concept of oneness. We know even through our channeler, through Naglaa, or through other people's channeling, we talk about the concept of oneness. The archangels talk about the concept of oneness. The spirits of love and light, the spirits of ascended masters, of guidance in this universe, come forward with the concept of oneness. Once you're in your soul perspective, you actually understand that concept of oneness. It is a concept that explains to you why someone who is living right now on Earth, say for example, our channeler right now in front of you, she's sitting where she is and she is communicating with a being who is living not miles away from her, but actually living what you call in light years or light levels or light speed of light energy away from where you are. It is because of that concept of oneness. When you honor that concept, you honor who you are as a being, as a creation, as a human. And again, humans are by no means little, by no means less than others, by no means lacking. And this is something that we are going to assert, and this is something that we are going to fully push forward, that you get out of your mind that concept or that understanding or that misconception of humans being belittled, or humans being helpless, or humans being a less worthy of a creation, or humans being a creation of misconcepts, or a creation that came by accident or came after many trials of creation, that suddenly after many trials in a lab, a human being in its perfect form was created. This is something that we are coming forward to in this month or at this time, after all the things that we've been channeling before to you, coming with this concept right now to fully start a new beginning with you. And we have told you before that we are going to bring forward, and we're bringing back to life the concepts that you actually really know on a soul level, the concept that your soul actually knows. That you, when you become in your spirit life, and when you transition from the physical reality into the soul reality, you actually start to see is us bringing forward that to you at this moment and at this time. Your eyes need to see that concept. Your hearts need to see that concept. Your souls already know that concept. But your egos and your physical reality need to be living with that concept. You need to be fully understanding that concept. Again, mindfulness, again, we've introduced that concept to you before, and we've introduced to you our meaning for that concept, our understanding and our explanation of that concept, but we are merging that concept today with oneness. Being mindful of who you are as being part of one. Many of you on a spiritual journey understand that as a soul, you are part of a soul family, you are part of culture, or you're part of a country, or you're part of a race or an ethnicity or a sexual orientation. But again, once you divert your attention from those individual differences, you're going to understand that concept of oneness on a much bigger level. And you're going to understand the concept of oneness from our perspective, being spiritual beings, or being even physical beings living a spiritual experience. And as humans, you need to understand that you living in a physical existence right now does not divert you from the concept of oneness that we are fully bringing you towards right now, and we're pulling you towards that concept. We've been explaining to you what it means for you to be a soul who has gone through past lives, or a soul that has gone through many levels of ascension, many levels of ascension. Ascension, again, does not come through one lifetime. And for those of you who are souls that honor that word ascension, honor their spiritual journeys, you're going to understand that ascension starts from your level of creation. Really, your ascension is not a one deal shot or one lifetime shot. It is a beginning of your creation, and this is where you're going to end your creation, through ascension. And many of you are going to see that. Many of you are going to understand their past lives through their ascension, and through their growing a higher level into their own ascension. You're going to understand that. You're going to understand that you have started your ascension from the beginning, from your beginning of your creation. It's not a new concept to your soul. It's not a new concept for who you are today. Because again, you come back to your oneness, and you come back to who you are when you were one with this universe, when you are currently one with this universe. It brings you back to the beginning of your existence as a physical being, not just in the spiritual realm, because you start in your spiritual realm before you become a physical being. This is pretty much a no-brainer for you. You understand that you come as a spirit, and you choose a physical existence for you. Whether you exist on a human level, whether you want to exist on an animal level, whatever kind of being, on a bacterial level, whether you want to exist on a bird level, or whether you want to exist as a being, an alien level, if you want to imagine that that shape or that physical manifestation of a being. It is you choosing, the soul chooses that physical existence. But again, the soul starts that existence from that concept, that it knows that it's one. And it knows that it is going to go on a new journey of its ascension. See, ascension, again, as we are bringing you back towards that level, is not just something that happens in one lifetime. It is something that your soul goes through in every single lifetime. And the concept of ascension is not like one lifetime deal. Your soul starts every lifetime with a goal to ascend to a higher level. If you can think of dimensions, dimensions are much more than what you think. The dimensions that are available and that are existing right now on your universe, or on the level of all universes, is so much more than what you think. There's not 7 dimensions, or 5 dimensions, or 12 dimensions, or 20 dimensions. It's so much more than this, because each level and each dimension brings you higher and higher and higher until you reach that God concept, or that God cell, or that God energy, which is the highest level of ascension. So with this channeling, we want you to honor your oneness. We want you to pay attention to your oneness. We want you to pay attention to your existence on a oneness kind of understanding, on a oneness kind of conceptual belief and conceptual action, in a way, or the way you actually exercise your understanding. Because once you totally believe in the concept of oneness, then your behavior on a human level, on a 3D level, will honor that concept. Your life is going to get so much better once you honor that concept. Doesn't matter, because you're going to understand that whatever your ego is telling you about other humans is not real. And you are going to find yourself behaving in a way that honors that oneness, and thus you honoring and respecting humanity in general. So again, this challenge for you at this time is about that. It's about you honoring, you being part of a much bigger picture, and you actually are a part that represents that concept of oneness. So again, our challenge for you this time will be limited to that concept, which is not by far limiting, but again, we told you that this is the basis for all understanding. This is the basis. We've talked about the cornerstones of understanding. We talked about the cornerstones or the laws of this universe. For example, the laws when it comes to time, when it comes to past lives, or when it comes to love and wisdom and ego and your connection to your soul. But everything ties back to that one very basic level, which is oneness. The God energy, the God force, and the God highest level of ascension. This is our channeling for you at this time, and with this we will channel for you at another time. Okay. Oh, okay. That was our channeling for this time. We'll have to absorb this one. I hope you enjoyed this channeling, and with this I hope you're enjoying the concepts and understanding and the explanation that's coming from the Pleiades for us at this time. And with this, I'll talk to you soon.